Death at the gates again. Howling my name. Can't greet you today. I have a war to win.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Wolfenstein, the new Order, Uber difficulty video walkthrough. This is chapter 9, it's called New Tactics, and it's another one of the home base, explore, get some exposition, do some side quests, and you pretty much get out what you put in kind of mission. For this particular one we have to find a soldering tool, or a welding tool, sorry. And what will happen is when we go to try and get the welding tool, we're going to end up falling back into a sewer system, which is then going to lead us into a combat situation against two heavies in a rather small room. And there's a few ways to fight that situation. The first way I did was I bum rushed the first guy and killed him with the laser cutting tool gun. And then I recharged it and killed his friend by circling around the blocks that you recharge it on. It was pretty dangerous, I lost a bit of life, but it was effective. On this particular recording, I decided to do something slightly different. I decided to see if you could hide underneath the stairs and see if they could shoot you. And it worked. It was much safer than the original method that I did the first time, but it also takes a little bit longer and ammo is a problem. So you can choose which one you want to pursue to see which one's most successful for you, and I'll just give you the tools, hopefully, and the awareness to see which one you prefer. But talk to Fergus. It's going to kick off a cutscene, and then he's going to tell you about the secret entrance where the welder is. And it's behind the black dude who you talked to earlier. I forget his name. He was the guy from Bellica who introduced you to changing your uniform. He's just over here. The waypoint in this game is subtle but useful. Only so many times throughout my experience on my first playthrough did I ever think that the waypoint was kind of shitty, and exclusively it was the times when there was no waypoint and I wasn't entirely sure where the game wanted me to go because there was a shit ton of paths and a shit ton of enemies in that path. So here is the welding tool down here, and then we have to get out of the sewers. So swim along. The swimming on this game is interesting too, because your character can hold his breath for really long. Like most games, you would start dying way before this guy even starts struggling. And the easiest way to tell that you're running out of air is your vision starts to darken, which I'm not too sure if that's the most effective way to handle it, but it's definitely one way of doing it. So come over here, make sure your gun is charged, and then you want to shoot the chains on the thing to my left. There you go. It's going to release a ladder, and then we can climb up that. But obviously this video is a little bit too short for me to go into the topic that I was speaking about in the last one, so I'm going to cover that in whichever the next long mission is. And for the people who are watching these videos who are new to the channel, or who are just here to see how it's done and don't care about the channel, I do apologise that you're listening to me talk, and I'm not talking about something that is involving the game, but that's the way we do things here, and that's what the people like, and yeah, it's just the way it is and the way we like it. But you'll notice that there's something bad coming because the game's buttering you up. It's giving you armour, it's making sure you've got life, and then there's this big room, and if you'll notice, on the floor of the room is those openings that released the very first heavy we fought back in Death's Head's compound. And when I saw those change, it made me think that perhaps you could spawn the enemies and then shoot the chain and crush them with the blocks. But the problem is they are cover as well, and because they come on two different sides of you, I couldn't really find an effective way of getting them to be crushed, and I bet it works. It's just a case of the spacing and the placement has to be pretty precise. And in the time it takes you to measure all that shit up, you can probably just kill them. So, but no doubt there will be people that use those blocks to kill stuff. I don't know why I said that funny, like blocks. But this was the strategy I tested. I didn't know if their guns would go through this cover, and it turns out that they can't. So I'm going to try and get them so that they can't shoot me and I can shoot them. And as you can see, it's variable success. That guy's dead, which is awesome. And if I could only grab his gun, this would be perfect. But what happens is I run out of ammo for this awesome tool, and then I don't have anything else. So I start trying to throw knives at him. And it's a stupid idea, but it's all I got then. So now I have to wait for the bullshit recharge to happen. So what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to speed this sequence up. You know what's happening. If you don't want this to be this slow, just go out and recharge it and kill him that way. Because this gun is... It's really good, but it takes ages to regenerate that tiny bit of battery that it always has. But there we go. He's dead. I tried to grab his arm and ended up picking up this giant gun. And then I pick it up again. I'm like, fuck off, giant gun. And I picked my knife up for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not going to be able to carry them into the next level, because this game seems to just love stealing my knives. But I am... I am a trier. I do try to pick shit up. But now that you've done that, it's a pretty clear path back to the end of this mission. That's weird. And then all you need to do is, I believe, talk to Caroline, or the doctor that we've just saved, and it'll take us to the next mission. And I'm not too sure what the next mission is. I can't quite remember. We might be going underwater in the submarine, which is a really fun level, but it has a very challenging room if you get unlucky. And it's only challenging because there's two heavy guys with shotguns. And as I've mentioned, heavy guy with shotgun, pretty much the hardest part of this game whenever he is there. Even the giant mechs, even those dudes we just murked just then, they are nowhere near as bad as those dudes with those shotguns. But there you go, folks. Thank you for watching. I hope the guide is helping. And as always, you take care now.
That's all I need. Actually, would you deliver this note to Anya? She will need the frequency of the transponder.